Okay, so here we are in your workspace. What you're mostly going to be concerned with is this list of products, and as you can see, there is a number of different formats for text, which are all created with HTML and CSS, which looks very confusing, but once you know how to do it, you can get a little practice, everything will be fine. You may also need to work on these little bits on the side here, maybe not the menu so much, but these prices may change. So let's real quickly just go into the text box here. You'll see this is all in a column, and the column holds a number of different text boxes, and they're in different columns. So if you were to want to change $10 a gram here for regular price, you click the little edit button here, excuse me, and this pops up from the bottom, and what you're concerned with is this text content here. So you can click this little button and it will pop up an editing window. This is how it looks on the front end, and if you click here, that's the source code, that's what's driving it. So you've got a span class of genetics 2, and it's strong, and that makes regular price. So you can see here regular price and regular price. And here you see $10, $10, and then there's per gram. This one's not too complicated, so if you wanted to change that to 15, you obviously would just highlight the 10 and make it 15, and you have to press OK. And then it reflects on here, but that won't reflect on the website yet unless you click, until you click Save with Formatting. Don't ever save without formatting. That will screw everything up. Save with formatting, and there you have regular price $15 a gram. We don't want that to stay up there for too long because this is actually on the website. So we'll just highlight that, and you don't have to have the pop-up window. You can see there, you just change it back to a 0, back to 10, and you have to scroll down here. Oh no, you don't have to scroll down. This is the publish button here, so you have to publish what you've changed, and then it will show up here. This brings up the issue of the plain text editor. Anytime I do anything with the website here, I will save what's already here and what's already looks proper and is working. So in case I screw everything up, I can at least put it back to the way it was. So when you're dealing with this, you're actually in the content loop. So if you want to edit that, you'll see there's no way to edit it. You actually have to go into the page itself. So you go up to here to edit page, click that. And here is where we'll put it on visual. You can see there's dried canvas. Here's the indigo. So here's the whole menu here. And you can go to the text area, and that shows all the code that is making it look so good. So if you click in here and then do Command A or Control A, that selects all of it. And then Command or Control C is a copy. And then bring in your text editor, and Command or Control V will paste it. So there you've got everything there, and it's pasted in, and then you can just save as, go to File, Save As, and put it in wherever you're keeping things. This, keep in mind, is a Mac. You're likely on a PC, but you'll have a Documents folder, and I usually go with a date, and start with the year, month, and then day. Oops. And then just call it menu, say. And now I know if I completely screw this whole thing up, at least I'll have this to work from. And then what I actually do is I'll save it again, save as, and put it like maybe .2. So now I can change this without it affecting the backup of the one that's currently on the site. So if we go back to the site and we look at the visual, so let's say you wanted to add, well, I know apparently I've misspelled Kush a number of times when doing this. So there's kosher Kush, and there's pink Kush, and there's all kinds of different Kushes. So what I would do is bring this back up, and on any plain text editor you can go Command or Control F, and it'll bring up this find thing. So apparently sometimes I called it Cush, and I want to make sure that it's called Cush with a K. So I can do find next, find all, replace all, next. So this is working on this document over here. So let's find anywhere. See Bubba Cush. So now I could put replace and find. See how it changed it there to K with a Cush with a K. And we're actually doing this in all caps. So let's do this. So there we got Blueberry Kush Dynamite. And that needs to be, so let's replace that and find the next one. And so that's working, so we can just replace all. And it'll say here, replace one occurrence of Kush. And then this we got messed up, so we'll make sure that's in uppercase. So that's how you do it. It takes a little while, but it's fairly simple. So the name of the game is anything that's between these arrow brackets, what I call arrow brackets. You don't want to change anything in there. But see where it says dried cannabis? That's between two arrow brackets. That's what actually shows up there on dried cannabis. Let's do that. So if you wanted to add something between Pink Kush, there's Pink Kush 2, there's Afghani Big Bud. Let's say there was something else to go in there. Pink Kush 2, you'd put your cursor at the end of Pink Kush 2, hit return, and then put in something else. And that'll come in the same formatting as this. Now, when you have a special, which shows up, it's hard to see it here. I'll bring this up. So here's the page as it appears on the website. So right now, Purple Kush is a special, and special is obviously looks different than Purple Kush. So let's see how that looks here. The second thing down. So you've got white. So you have to kind of look really close here. There's indica. Here's indica on here. And there's indica in the code. Here's 9010, oops, on the website. And you can look and see this is driving the look for 9010. Then you got what they actually are, White Alien OG, so there's White Alien OG. Then you got Purple Kush. There's a close of a span to make it stop looking like Purple Kush. And there's the opening of another span to make it look like special. So there's the special. And then you close that span. So normally they're done with opening and closing spans. So you want the special, you want this span class to wrap around special, you want this span class to wrap around kosher kush. But then there's all these look all the same anyway, so you don't have to close that span. Keeps going down until you get to Bubba Kush, and then you close the span because we're going to open another one for 8020. Then close that span, open this one for Grape God and Blue Cheese God. Then Blue Cheese God is a special, so we close that span, open another span for the special. So let's say you have something else and that's a special. What I would do is go up here, highlight special, the span class grow, then the word special with the asterisk and the closing of the span, highlight that, Control C, copies it, and put your cursor down under something else with space, and then Control V pastes it. Now something else will be a special. So Control S will save that again. So let's see how this looks. Control A selects all of it. Control C copies it. Go back to Chrome and your menu. Make sure you're on the text view with all of this coding. Put your cursor inside of here somewhere. Do Command A, which selects all of it. And then Command V, which will paste what we just copied from our new text document. So we can update that. And now I go to Firefox. This is a Firefox window with the website in it. And if I refresh that page, we should see our new something else, and that's a special. Now, I screwed up, because you see how this is special is smaller, and this is not smaller. I'll show you what I did. Go to the code, look for something new, something else. What I didn't do is I didn't close this span before I opened this span. So let's close that span there. And what I did there is I highlighted close span. That's from the opening bracket through to the closing bracket. Command C to copy it, then place the cursor there, Command V to paste it. That's great, but what we have to do is we have to open this genetics span. So highlight it, copy it, and then we have to open it down here so that this looks proper again. It'll run through the rest, and then it closes the span there. Command S or Control S on a PC to save it. Control A to select all of it. Control C to copy it. Back over here, Control A and Control V to paste. Then click Update. Then back to the front end and refresh. And you saw that just went smaller. Perfect. Now remember, if you totally go, now let's say we made some changes here that obviously we don't want something else on special. But let's say you did something and you got lost over here and you don't know what the hell you did, but something's really messed up on the website. Remember, you can go to your plain text editor and go File and Open, or Open Recent. And remember, we called this one with the date the menu. Then the edited one we called menu.2. So let's go back to the original. There's the original. Put your cursor in there anywhere and go Command A. Command C to copy it. And come over here, put your cursor anywhere in here, Command or Control A for all, and Command or Control V to paste from our plain text document, and click Update. And then when you go back to the front page of the website, I'm using Firefox to do that because we're editing in Google Chrome. And now refresh, and that should disappear, something else. And it's right back to where we started. If you don't create that original backup, you can get into real trouble because it doesn't take too long to get into the woods, as you can tell, looking at this. The classes that I chose, they're called Greenhead, Genetics, and Grow are the three main ones. And then there's this span style with a color for just this, like sativa dominant, wherever that is. I think that's sativa. Oh yeah, we're way up here. So most of them are called genetics, which makes this text look like this. Grow, which makes special look like special. There's just the style with the color for the 9010. That's this. And there's green head, which makes this kind of text. And if you remember that you have to open a span and then close a span around every one of them, that'll help you out. So play around with it a bit. I've got the full website backed up. So, and I do that, I think, twice a week. So if it all goes to heck, we can just put it back to the way it was a couple of days ago and start over again. But you should be all right as long as you use this backup plan that I've devised, where you date it before you change anything, and then date at point 2 for the change. Okay? Good luck.